The advanced program is a dynamic, high-intensity workout for the whole body. It's great for toning and sculpting the body, particularly the legs, core, and upper body, as well as improving your overall strength and fitness level. All of the exercises are practiced in supersets of opposing muscles to ensure a balanced workout. But beforehand, it's important to start by mobilizing the joints and stretching the major muscle groups of the body. The first exercise is a calf stretch. Assume a downward dog position with your hands shoulder width and a half distance apart. Raise your hips up into the air until your torso and legs are at 90 degrees. Now, push your heels down towards the ground in an alternating motion. Keep the palms of your hands flat against the floor. Your heels don't need to touch the ground, just push down until you feel the stretch in your calves. After 30 seconds, drop down to your knees, ready for the next exercise. The kneeling side rocker. Kneel down on the mat with your knees together and your feet touching. Your hips should be resting directly above your ankles and your heels touching your glutes. Gently rock side to side. Continue for 20 seconds. Return to standing. Next is the lateral lunge stretch. Standing with your feet twice shoulder width apart, begin by leaning your body weight over to the left until your knee is bent to 90 degrees. The knee should be directly over the ankle. Simultaneously reach up and over with your right arm, feeling the stretch down your right side. And switch sides. Resting your hand on your knee to support the upper body. After 30 seconds, back to standing for vertical hip swings. With your feet hip width apart, gently swing your left leg back and forth as far as you can, taking care to maintain your balance. This motion mobilizes the hip joints. After 15 seconds, repeat with your right leg for the final 15 seconds. Now for the hamstring stretch. Place your left heel out in front of you, toes pointing up. Bend your right leg slightly and lean forwards, keeping a straight back, until you feel a stretch along your left hamstring. Continue alternating legs for 30 seconds. Now the knee grab. With your feet hip width apart, raise your left knee up towards your chest, grabbing just below the kneecap with both hands. Hold briefly, before immediately repeating with your right leg. Alternate for the remainder of the 30 seconds, stretching the glutes and the hamstrings. Back to standing for the hip flexor lunge. Keeping your feet parallel, lunge forward with your left foot, dropping your right knee down towards the mat. As you do, simultaneously reach upwards with both hands and push your hips forward. Both legs should now be bent at 90 degrees. Now repeat immediately, this time lunging with your right foot forward. Continue to alternate the lunges on either side. And back to standing. For the chest stretch, stand with the feet together. Raise your hands up to your chest. Then gently swing your arms backwards, keeping them slightly bent at the elbow. Bring your arms back and repeat. This time, as you swing your arms back, open your chest muscles by opening the arms out wider. Next, we'll warm up the triceps with a shoulder touch. Gently swing your left arm up and over your head, touching your left shoulder with the back of the thumb. Return your arm to the start position and alternate with your right arm. For the final stretch, it's big arm circles. Again, maintaining soft knees, outstretch your arms to both sides, at 90 degrees to the body. Rotate the arms backwards, making the shoulder the center of your circles. Continue for 20 seconds. Now to start the workout. We'll begin with the upper body. As we go through, we'll be repeating each set twice. First off, we'll work the middle of the back with a reverse fly pulse. Stand upright with your feet hip width apart, knees slightly bent, arms outstretched, lean the torso forwards at the hip. To begin the motion, pull the shoulder blades back as far as you can, raising the arms upwards and backwards like aeroplane wings. Hold for 1 second and then lower the arms. Continue for 30 seconds before getting down onto the mat ready for push-ups. Assume a push-up position with the hands shoulder width and a half distance apart. Begin the movement by pulling the shoulder blades together. Then, slowly lower the body downwards towards the mat. Push the body back up to the starting position. Maintain a neutral spine throughout and keep the whole body rigid. Continue for 30 seconds, working the shoulders, outer pec, triceps, and also the abs. And now back to the reverse fly pulse. Remember your hands, elbows, and shoulders should all be in alignment, and your thumbs pointing up towards the ceiling. Raise your arms up like aeroplane wings. Continue for 30 seconds before returning to the push-up position. As you lower and raise the body, remember to keep the whole body rigid throughout. Don't let the hips sag. Again, if you prefer an easier mini push-up, lower the body down from the knees as opposed to the feet. Continue for 30 seconds. The next exercise, downward dog shoulder press. Assume a push-up position with your hands shoulder width and a half distance apart. This time, raise your hips up into the air until your torso and legs create a 90-degree angle. While looking at your feet, use your arms to slowly lower the top of the head towards the mat. Push yourself back up to the start position, maintaining a 90-degree angle in the hips. After 30 seconds, drop down to your knees for the mini inchworms. Assume a push-up position, resting on your knees this time, with the hands shoulder width and a half distance apart. To begin the movement, walk your arms out in steps in front of you, as far as you can while maintaining a neutral spine. Then, walk yourself back up to the start position using your arms. Repeat for 30 seconds. Now return to the downward dog shoulder press. As you lower and push up, remember to maintain a 90-degree angle between the torso and the hips. Continue for 30 seconds. Now back onto your knees to repeat the mini inchworms. This should be working your core muscles throughout the exercise. After 30 seconds, stay down on the mat for the next superset, starting with the floor swimmers. Lay face down, arms outstretched above the head. Lift the arms and shoulders off the floor so that your nose hovers 1 inch above the mat. Then, palms facing down, slowly bring your arms out in a breaststroke motion, then back up to the outstretched start position. Do not allow the arms to touch the floor at any time. This exercise is great for the posture and the middle back muscles. Continue for 30 seconds and then move into a push-up position once more. This time, keep your hands tucked in below your shoulders for a narrow push-up. Begin the movement by pulling the shoulder blades together. Slowly lower the body down towards the mat and push the body back up through the heel of the hands. If you prefer, lower the body from the knees as opposed to the feet for an easier mini push-up. Continue for 30 seconds. Now, lie face down once more for the floor swimmers. Arms and shoulders off the floor. Move your arms up and out in a breaststroke motion. After 30 seconds, move back into the narrow push-up position. Keep your hands tucked in below your shoulders as you lower the body down towards the mat, and back up again. Continue for 30 seconds. That completes your upper body workout. Now, time to move on to the core and the legs. The first exercise is skater squats. Balance your weight on your left leg and bend it to 90 degrees. Pivot forward from the hip as you do so, and stretch your right leg out behind you. The knee should also be bent at 90 degrees. Return to standing position using your arms to maintain balance. Switch to the right leg and continue the movement. Do this for 30 seconds. Now assume a seated position, ready for the dish hold. With your legs outstretched in front of you and your fingertips behind your ears, lean back into a dish position. Keep your back straight and off the ground and your legs elevated. You should feel this exercise engage the abdominal muscles. Hold for 30 seconds. And stand once again, ready for skater squats. As before, pivot forward at the hip, bending your supporting and elevated legs at 90 degrees. Remember to maintain a neutral spine throughout the movement. After 30 seconds, get down onto the mat for the dish hold. As before, assume the dish position. Your back should be straight and off the ground, and your legs elevated. Feel your abdominal muscles engaging. Hold for 30 seconds. And return to the standing position for the next exercise. Step lunge with knee grab. Step forward into a standard lunge position, as before. Once in position, immediately push yourself back up to the start position. As you do, raise the front leg up towards the chest and grab the knee, just below the kneecap. Repeat the lunge with your opposite leg, together with the grab movement. Keep alternating the legs for 30 seconds. Now, into a push-up position called a plank for a static dragon walk. Keeping your back straight and your core muscles engaged, bring your left knee upwards and inwards towards your right elbow. Simultaneously, lift your right hand off the floor and bring the elbow towards your knee. Switch sides, repeating alternating movements for 30 seconds. Notice the exercise working the core and the shoulders throughout. Return to the standing position and repeat the step lunge with knee grab. Lunge forwards as before. Return to the start position and grab the front leg up in towards your chest. Keep alternating the legs for 30 seconds. And back to the plank position for the static dragon walk. Bring your left knee and right elbow in towards each other. Switch sides, repeating alternating movements for 30 seconds. Remember to keep your back straight and core muscles engaged throughout the movement. And return to standing. Next up, it's lateral squats. With your feet twice shoulder width apart, heels aligned, place the hands behind the head. Turn your left foot outwards, keeping the weight on your heel. Now, bend the left knee to 90 degrees until your knee is directly over the ankle. Then, push yourself back up in a diagonal movement back the way you came. Continue for 30 seconds, alternating sides. Next, adopt the plank position, as before, this time resting on the elbows. Hold yourself up on the toes. Then, While maintaining a neutral spine, lift one leg up off the ground and hold for 1 second. Return to start position and repeat the other side. Alternate for 30 seconds. And back again to standing for lateral squats. Start with the hands behind the head and remember, feet twice shoulder width apart. With your left foot outwards and weight on your heel, bend the knee to 90 degrees. Continue for 30 seconds, alternating sides. Now onto the mat again for the final plank with leg raise. Resting on your elbows, lift alternating legs off the ground, pausing for 1 second. Remember, maintain a neutral spine throughout the movement. Continue for 30 seconds. And return to standing. And that completes the advanced program. Now relax, take a breath, rehydrate.